Hello students, my name is Achyut Bure. I am Fluid Mechanics faculty at ACE Engineering Academy. Today we are going to discuss recent GATE questions which are asked in GATE Mechanical Engineering for Fluid Mechanics subject. So as usual, this year also around 4 to 5 questions were asked for each paper, but quality of the question was not very much difficult. Most of the questions were very simple, like one line formula based questions, or some questions were of medium level. So this is one of the question which was asked in GATE Mechanical morning session. So this question was asked for only 1 mark in morning session, right? Read the question. A single jet Pelton wheel operates at. So operating speed is given 300 rpm. Mean diameter of the wheel is given 2 meter. This is jet velocity. Jet velocity is given 40 meter and discharge is given 5 meter cube per second. The jet is deflected by 165 degree. So this 165 degree, it is not bucket angle theta. It is a jet deflection angle, right? So let us say this is incoming jet velocity direction. This is outgoing jet velocity direction. So deflection angle is given as 165 degree. Theta is the bucket angle. So theta will be equal to 180 minus 165. That is 15 degree, right? So bucket angle is 15 degree. So what we have to find here? We have to find power developed by the turbine by neglecting losses. Neglecting losses means theoretical power we have to find. Theoretical power means runner power. So what is formula for runner power? Runner power is equal to impact force into bucket speed. Please remember, while solving questions for Pelton turbine, in most of the cases, it is not required to draw velocity triangles. So if you go into velocity triangles, your calculations become difficult. So only thing you have to remember for Pelton turbine is impact force formula. So impact force formula we derived in the class. What is that formula? Impact force equal to rho AV into V minus U into 1 plus K cos theta, right? So this is impact force formula. So impact force, this is F into U, this is runner power, right? So here K is bucket friction coefficient, but he is saying neglect all losses. So bucket friction coefficient you have to take 1, don't take 0. Meaning of K is VR2 divided by VR1. It is a ratio of relative velocities, right? If there is no friction, then relative velocity will not decrease. So VR2, VR1 both will be same. So K value is 1. V is given. A into V, this is nothing but discharge. Jet area into jet velocity, this is nothing but discharge. So discharge is directly given. So rho we know, discharge is given, V is given, theta is given. Only thing we have to find is U, correct? So first we'll find out bucket speed. How to find out bucket speed? Bucket speed is equal to R into omega. Bucket is performing circular motion, right? So in circular motion, velocity is R into omega. So radius is diameter divided by 2, omega is 2 pi n divided by 6. So directly we can use this formula also. U is equal to pi d n divided by 6. So pi into diameter is 2, n is 300 rpm divided by 60. So this you will get 10 pi, right? 10 pi means 31.4 meter per second. So bucket, the runner power formula is rho AV into V minus U 1 plus K cos theta into U. Substitute here. Rho is 1000. A into V. This is Q. Q value is given 5 into V value is 40 minus U value 31.4 into 1 plus K value is 1 into cos 15 degree into U is 31.4. So if you perform this calculation, you will get runner power as 2.65 megawatt, right? So here answer you have to quote in megawatt, so you have to write here 2.65. Now look at this next question. This question was also asked in the morning session for 1 mark. Okay. So in this question, a submarine is given. Okay. On the submarine, one pressure measuring device is placed. That device is reading the absolute pressure of 4.2 megapascal. So this is absolute pressure. The reading given by this pressure measuring device is 4.2 megapascal. What we have to find out? We have to find out depth of this device below the free surface. What else is given? It is given that atmospheric pressure is 101 kilopascal and acceleration due to gravity is 9.8, right? So by using simple hydrostatic law, we can find out value of H. So here at this point pressure is atmospheric pressure and here pressure is 4.2 megapascal. This is absolute pressure. So this thing is given. So by hydrostatic law, equation is absolute pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure plus rho g into H. Substitute the values. This absolute pressure is given 4.2 megapascal, atmospheric pressure is 101 kilopascal, density of sea water is different, it is given 1050. So don't take 1000 only, it is 1050, G is 9.8 into H. So this is one line calculation. If you perform this calculation, you will get H value 398 meter. Okay. So here you have to enter answer as a 398. This is numerical answer question. So up to nearest integer. So after rounding off to nearest integer, you will get answer 398. This is next question which was again asked in morning session for only 1 mark. So statement of the question looks little lengthy, but it is very easy question. So this is also 1 mark question. By pausing the video, you can read the statement of the question. Now I'll explain question to you. There are 2 plates. Bottom plate is fixed, top plate is moving with constant velocity. The constant velocity is given 4 meter per second. The separation between plates, it is 5 mm. It is given here. Separation between the plates is 5 mm. Kinematic viscosity is given. What do we have to find? This is kinematic viscosity. Density is also given. This is rho. We have to find out average shear stress in the fluid is. So the location of shear stress is not given. Simply he is saying what is the value of average shear stress. Now first of all, I will draw here velocity profile. One thing, please note here, there is no pressure gradient in the direction of flow. This means this flow is corresponding to first case of Couette flow. There are 3 cases of Couette flow, right? First case is pressure gradient is 0, second is negative pressure gradient, third is positive. So this is the first case. For a Couette flow with 0 pressure gradient, velocity profile is linear. So this thing we have proved in laminar flow chapter. So here pressure gradient dou P by dou X equal to 0. So for that you will get linear velocity profile. So equation of velocity profile will be equal to U is equal to capital U divided by H into Y. Okay. When Y is equal to 0, velocity is 0. Due to no slip condition here, velocity has to be 0. When Y is equal to H, velocity becomes capital U. So this is the equation of linear velocity profile, right? So whenever velocity profile is linear, velocity gradient will be constant. Du by dy will be simply U by H. Velocity gradient will be constant. When velocity gradient is constant, shear stress will be constant. So shear stress profile will be uniform throughout. So this is shear stress profile. Everywhere shear stress is constant. So this is shear stress. First one is velocity, right? So what is asked in the question? Shear stress. So everywhere shear stress is same. So no need to specify location. So shear stress equal to mu into du by dy. This mu is equal to rho into nu, and du by dy is u divided by h. Now substitute the values. Rho is 800, nu is 1.25 into 10 to the power minus 4 into velocity. Velocity is given 4 meter per second divided by h is 5 mm. 5 mm is 5 into 10 to the power minus 3. If you perform this calculation, you will get answer 80 Pascal, right? So this is the value of shear stress. So numerical answer question. So round to nearest integer, it will be exact 80 Pascal. Look at this question. So this question was asked for 2 marks in the morning session. Question looks difficult, but this is also very easy question. So what we have to find here? We have to find out this jet velocity. This jet velocity he is asking. What is given? Jet diameter is given, right? Here stiffness of the spring is given, right? Deflection of the spring is also given. You can see here jet diameter. Jet diameter is 1 centimeter. Stiffness is given 1 kilonewton per meter. Deflection is also 1 centimeter. Okay, deflection of spring, this is delta or x. Spring deflection will indicate by x. So this is also 1 centimeter. We have to find out this velocity. Question looks difficult, but it is very easy. Only 2 forces we have to balance. The impact force exerted by jet. Impact force exerted by jet must be equal to this spring force, right? So if you balance these 2 forces, you will get value of velocity. As plate is in equilibrium, as plate is in equilibrium, F jet must be equal to F spring, right? So jet force is rho A into V square, spring force is K into X. So everything is given except V, we can directly find out V. Now substitute the values. Fluid is water, so 1000 into 1000 into pi by 4. Jet diameter is 1 centimeter, so 0.01 square into V square equal to K. Stiffness of the spring is 1 kilonewton per meter, so that is 1000 Newton per meter into X. X value is again 1 centimeter. Now if you perform this calculation, you will get value of V as 11.3 meter per second. So here you have to write answer round to 1 decimal place. That is answer you should enter 11.3. Now we'll discuss questions which are asked in the afternoon session. So this question was asked in afternoon session for 1 mark. So even though this question was asked for 1 mark, it is not very easy question. In fact, such type of question was not asked before. So here losses in the turbine are given. Various terms like net head, speed, these things are given. Based upon that, we have to find out hydraulic efficiency. You can pause the video and try to understand this statement, right? See here, for turbine, hydraulic efficiency is defined as U1 VW1 divided by G into net head. Now here VW1 is not given, so this formula cannot be used, right? So this VW1 U1 divided by G, this is called Euler's head, HE divided by H. So VW1 U1 divided by G, this term is called Euler's head. Euler's head represents theoretical power output generated by the turbine, right? Now how to calculate this H? HE is nothing but net head minus losses. Net head minus losses. Now here losses are given. So if you somehow calculate net head, based upon net head you can calculate HE, and HE divided by HN is hydraulic efficiency, right? So here you have to use concept of Euler's head. You cannot directly use this formula U1 VW1 divided by G into H, because VW1 is not given. Now let us understand given data. So here this is N, which is useless. Head at the inlet of turbine. This is not net head. For reaction turbines, net head is defined as gross head minus HF minus VE square divided by 2G. Listen here. In impulse turbine, net head is simply gross head minus frictional head loss, where this HF is frictional head loss in penstock. But in reaction turbines, net head is defined slightly differently. Hg minus Hf minus VE square by 2G. What is this VE? VE is velocity at the exit of draft tube. Now here velocity at the exit of draft tube is given 3.5. Correct? Hg is not given, gross head is not given. But this Hg minus Hf, this is head at the inlet. Head at the inlet is given as 200 meter, right? So we can calculate net head. So this is equal to 200. Hg minus Hf itself is 200. Please remember, this Hf is not given anywhere here. These are losses in the turbine and draft tube, but here this Hf is head loss in penstock. Okay, this is head loss in penstock, it is not given. Loss in penstock, right? So Hn is equal to 200 minus exit velocity is 3.5 square divided by 2 into 9.8. So this is 199.375 meter, right? We got net head. Now we have to calculate Euler's head. Euler's head equal to net head minus losses in the turbine plus draft tube. Now these losses are given. So next slide I'll write. He equal to net head minus losses in turbine and draft tube. So this is equal to 199.375 minus 3 losses are given. In stator and guide vane loss is 5 meter, rotor it is 10 meter and draft tube it is 2 meter. So 5 plus 10 plus 2. So 5 plus 10 plus 2. So this much you have to subtract. So this will get 182.375 meter. Therefore, hydraulic efficiency is equal to He divided by Hn. So 182.5 divided by 182.375, 182.375 divided by 199.375. If you perform this calculation, you will get answer 0.915, right? So here you have to enter that efficiency in percent. So answer you should enter as 91.5%. This is next question. This question was also asked for 1 mark. So this question is related to the turbulent flow chapter. Okay, usually questions are not asked on turbulent flow, but this time they have asked 1 mark question on the turbulent flow. So what is question? The stresses which are generated due to eddy viscosity are called which type of stresses? In turbulent flow, there are 2 types of stresses. So total stress is sum of viscous stress plus Reynolds stress, right? Viscous stress, it is given by Newton's law of viscosity, mu into dou u by dou y. Whereas this Reynolds stress, it is present because of fluctuations in velocity. So Reynolds stress formula is minus rho u dash v dash bar. where U dash and V dash, those are fluctuations. So this Reynolds trace can alternatively express in terms of eddy viscosity as same Reynolds trace we can express in terms of eddy viscosity as eta into dou u by dou y. This is called eddy viscosity. Okay. The idea of eddy viscosity, it was given by Bossuet. Okay. Bossuet was French engineer. He introduced idea of eddy viscosity. But the stresses which are given by eddy viscosity, those are not called Bossuet stresses. Those are called Reynolds stresses only. Eddy viscosity is simply alternative way to express Reynolds stresses. So Reynolds stresses are expressed in analogous manner to the viscous stresses. In viscous stress, we use dynamic viscosity, right? To calculate Reynolds stress in analogous manner, we use eddy viscosity. This dynamic viscosity, it is a property of a fluid, but eddy viscosity, it depends upon fluctuation. So it is not a property of a fluid. Anyway, in this question, only he is asking what is name of stress. So eddy viscosity gives Reynolds stress. So answer is C. This question was asked from newly added chapter compressible flow. So this was also asked for 1 mark. What is asked in the question? Velocity of the object. So Mach number is given. So based upon Mach number, we have to find out velocity of object. So what is definition of Mach number? Mach number, this is defined as V divided by C. So from here, V is equal to C into Mach number. What is C? C is speed of sound in medium. Speed of sound in medium is given by square root of gamma RT. Square root of gamma RT. Gamma is specific heat ratio. Specific heat ratio, this value is given 1.3. So therefore, we will get this V equal to square root of 1.3. This is specific heat ratio. R value for the gas is given as 320, right? So R value is 320 into temperature is 350 Kelvin. Please remember here you have to take absolute temperature. Mach number is given 0.6. So if you perform this calculation, you will get velocity 229 meter per second. So this is single line question. If you know the formula, you can directly answer this question. So here you have to round to nearest integer. So rounded to nearest integer, answer is 299 meter per second. Look at this question. This question looks little lengthy, but it is simple only. It was asked for 1 mark in the afternoon session. So this question is related to the mass balance, that is continuity equation. So what is given here? There is an incoming jet. Jet velocity is given 35 meter per second. This jet area is given here as 0.01 meter square. Now, when this jet is entering into the pipe, there is some surrounding water entrained. That is, when this jet is flowing, some surrounding water is mixing with the jet. So we have to find out discharge of this entrained water. Let us say that discharge is QE. This we have to find out. By conservation of mass, incoming discharge will be equal to outgoing discharge. So by continuity, Qn is equal to Q out. So incoming discharge, what is incoming discharge here? Jet discharge plus entrained discharge, right? So Q jet plus Q entrained, this is equal to Q out here. So Q jet we can calculate. Jet velocity is given 35 into jet area is 0.01. Q entrained we have to calculate. Q out is equal to exit velocity of water. Exit velocity of water is given 6 into area. Here area is not given, instead of that diameter is given. So this diameter is 0.32 meter. So pi by 4 into 0.32 square into 6. If you do this calculation properly, so you will get QE equal to 132.55 liter per second. Okay. So you will get answer actually 0.13255 meter cube per second. So you have to convert that into liter per second. Don't forget that. So here you have to enter, round up to 2 decimal place, so 132.55. Now look at this question. This question is asked from fluid kinematics. So this type of question is also new. Before this, such type of question was not asked. Okay, so this was asked for 2 marks and it is not very difficult question. It is easy only. So what is asking? So this equation can be simplified into which of the following form, right? So I'm writing that equation on next slide. Dou by dou x of u square plus dou by dou y of uv, right? So this is the equation. Dou by dou x of u square plus dou by dou y of uv. Now you differentiate this. Derivative of u square is 2 times of u, and by chain rule you have to write dou u by dou x. Now here you have to use u into v rule. So this you can write as u into dou v by dou y plus v into dou u by dou y, right? So from first two terms you can take u out. So take u out. So inside bracket 2 times of dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y plus v into dou u by dou y, right? The given flow is incompressible flow, right? So for incompressible flow, what is condition? For incompressible 2D flow, dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y. So this must be equal to 0. So we have to make use of this condition. So here I can rearrange this as u plus dou u by dou x plus dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y plus v into dou u by dou y, right? So this dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y, this is equal to 0 by continuity equation, right? So this part I am equating to 0. So what remains? U plus dou u by dou x plus v into dou u by dou y. So this is the simplification. So if you observe the options, correct answer is A. Now look at this next question. This was also asked for 2 marks in afternoon session. Now this is very common type of question where equation of velocity field is given. Based upon that we have to find equation of streamline. Now what is equation of streamline? So for streamline, equation is dx divided by u must be equal to dy divided by v. This is equation of streamline. Agreed? So expression for x component of velocity, it is given as 2xyt. 2xyt. So this is equal to dy divided by expression for y component of velocity is given as minus y square t. So from here this t will get cancelled, one term of y will get cancelled. So what you will get? So you will get dx divided by x plus 2 into dy divided by y equal to 0. Now integrate this. So dx divided by x plus 2 into integration of dy divided by y, this is equal to constant. Integration of dx by x is log x, right? So this is ln x plus this is 2 times of ln y. As this integration is coming as a log x, I am writing this constant as a ln c. ln c, right? So take this to inside log ln x plus, when this 2 goes inside log, it will become power of y ln c, that is ln of x into y square equal to ln of c. So this implies xy square equal to c. Now here boundary conditions are also given. At x equal to 1, y is equal to 1. This boundary condition is given. At x equal to 1, y value is 1. So this implies 1 into 1 square equal to c or C is equal to 1. Therefore, equation of streamline is xy square equal to constant. Oh, sorry, xy square equal to 1. Look at options. Xy square equal to 1. This is answer A. Look at this question. This is good question. It was asked for 2 marks in afternoon session. If you have attended my classes, I have taken this type of question in the class, right? So these kind of questions are little difficult because in such cases integration is required. Now let us understand the question. You can pause the video and you can try to understand the question. Here what you have to find out? Here we have to find out time required to reduce this level of tank from y equal to h to y equal to h by 4. So initial level is y equal to h up to here. Final level is y equal to h by 4 somewhere here. To reduce this much level, so here y is h by 4, here y value is h. To reduce this much level, we have to find out time. Now how to find out time? So this time will depend upon 2 things. One is discharge going out of this nozzle. If discharge is high, time will be less, right? If discharge is high, time required to reduce this level will be less. Second thing is quantity of water which you have to remove. If you want to remove more amount of water, then time will be more. Agreed? So basic formula for time is equal to volume which is required to remove divided by discharge. Yes or no? But here problem is the discharge which is coming out of this nozzle, it is not constant. Why it is not constant? Because velocity of water which is coming out is not constant. Velocity of water, let us say u, this is given by Torricelli's law as root 2g into y, where y is level of water here, y is level of water above orifice. So by Torricelli's law, this velocity is given as root 2g y. Clear? As y value is decreasing, initially y value is h, now after some time y value becomes h by 4. As y value is changing, so this velocity is changing. Velocity changing means discharge is changing. That's why from here you should understand that you should go for integration, right? Why integration is required? Because this discharge is variable. So what you have to do is, you have to consider some intermediate step. Let us say at some intermediate time t, level of water is y. To reduce this level by dy value, let us assume time is dt. So time dt, this will be equal to volume dv. In time dt, only small volume will be removed, right? So that small volume is dv divided by discharge at that moment. So when height is y, at that moment what is discharge? That discharge you have to consider. So this is equal to discharge equal to orifice area. Let us say orifice area, here they have indicated orifice area by A0, right? So I will use same notation. Orifice area is A0 into jet velocity is root 2gy. So this is discharge into dv. How to calculate this dv? dv is this shaded volume. This is equal to cross sectional area of tank into this thickness. Thickness is dy. Cross sectional area of tank they are indicating as AT into thickness is dy. Actually here you have to write this as minus sign. This dy actually you have to take as a negative. Why negative? Because when dt is positive means when time is increasing. When time is increasing, y will decrease. Yes or no? That means positive change in time, it will correspond to negative change in y. In other words, when dt is positive, dy is negative. That's why I am taking this as a negative, right? Okay. Now total time is obtained by addition of all such times. Addition is done by integration. So this is equal to integration of dt from time t equal to 0 to let us say time t equal to capital T. So from here minus at divided by a0 into root 2g, I'll take out. So integration of dy divided by root y. So this will, limits of integration will be when time is 0. When time is 0, y value will be h. When time is capital T, that is when time is final time capital T, y value is h by 4. Now do this integration. Left hand side it will be T 0 to capital T, right hand side minus at divided by a0 into root 2g into integration of 1 by root y is 2 root y. So limits of integration h to h by 4. Now substitute the values, you should get answer. T minus 0 equal to at divided by a0 with minus sign into 1 by root 2g into 2 into, so in bracket square root of h by 4 minus square root of h. Substitute the values. This at tank area, how much is the tank area? Tank area is 1 meter square and orifice area is 1 centimeter square. Minus of 1 divided by 1 centimeter is 10 to the power minus 4 meter square to 1 divided by square root of 2 into 9.8 into 2 into h value. H value is given 1, right? H value is given 1. Yeah, H value is 1. 1 to 1 by 4. So here 1 divided by 4 minus 1. So if you do this calculation carefully, you will get answer 2258.8 second. So this is value of time. So here you have to enter this as 2258.8.